Hey, what's going on? I'm Matt O'Leary back with another video, and today's topic is going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars against the New York Jets, previewing that game. But before we get started, I just wanted to mention that you can follow me on social media at Matt O'Leary NY on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So now that we got that out of the way, let's jump right into it. If you're interested in a Fire Adam Gase shirt, link down below. A lot of people have been messaging me about that one. If you're not interested, don't buy one, don't comment. But if you do want one, link down below. So check it out. Also, I'm repping my guy, Sam Darnold. He is going to have a bounce-back week. I certainly hope so. He played terrible on Monday night. But despite what the internet says, he is not a bust. He is not terrible. He will be just fine. Don't you worry about him. First thing I want to get into is Gardner Minshew good? He has had a very streaky performance. His first 3-4 games in the league, he's put up big numbers. He flashed. He had an 88% completion percentage his first week against Kansas City. Granted, that defense is terrible, but the last couple of weeks, he's really struggled. He's at 47.5% completion percentage. 47.5%. That's really rough. Granted, one of those games was against a real solid defense in New Orleans. They're 8th in terms of defensive DVOA. The other, though, was against Cincinnati. They are 31st in defensive DVOA. 31. That means there's only one team worse than them. That's not a good look. So if I'm answering the question, is Gardner Minshew actually good? I'm going to say probably not. I'm going to say he's okay. I don't think he's bad. I don't think he's great. I think he's probably replacement level starter / backup, which is completely fine for a 6th round pick. A big key for the New York Jets in this game is slowing down Leonard Fournette. He has been phenomenal over the last 4 games. He has put up 225, 108, 72 and 131 rushing yards over his last 4. That's really good work. But for the Jets defense, they are 11th in the league in rushing yards allowed. So they are in the top half of the league in rushing defense, which obviously is going to benefit the Jets because ideally, if you're the Jaguars, you're going to try and establish the run because you don't want Gardner Minshew to have to throw 40, 50 times. You want to run the ball with your top 10 pick for sure from a couple of years ago. I think the Jets are able to keep him under 100 yards, which would be a huge win for the Jets. On the Jaguars' defensive side, I think they're slightly overrated, actually. They are 17th in the league in defensive DVOA. They have this notion that they are a phenomenal defense. I don't think that they are that anymore. I think they are good. I just don't think they are a great defense. One thing you have to look at, though, is that defensive line and defensive front against the Jets' offensive line. That is definitely a mismatch. When you look at the Jets' offensive line, they have 2 guys that you want long-term here, Chuma Edoga and Lewis. After that, everyone else is going to be gone after this year. So that's 3 replacement-level starters that are going to be out the door after this year. Not a good look, especially when you have Josh Allen, good Josh Allen, rookie, who has 5 sacks. 5 sacks. That's going to drive me nuts because, as you guys know, if you have watched the channel in the past, I was very much on the draft Josh Allen train. The Jets did not. They went with Quinn Williams, who's being held together by tape right now. Long term, could he be better? Maybe. But right now, it's Josh Allen who has been dominating, and he falls to Jacksonville, and he has got 5 sacks. Fantastic. The biggest question for the New York Jets is, will Sam Darnold rebound? He was flat out atrocious against the Patriots. He was brutally bad. He had 4 picks, a fumble, which is 5 turnovers overall, and his quarterback rating was 3.2. One more time, 3.2. It's almost impossible to be that bad. But it wasn't all on Sam Darnold. It wasn't all his fault. Was he bad? Yes. Adam Gase was also bad. The offensive line was also really bad. So there was multiple factors for the reason why Sam Darnold played like that and why the Jets lost. It wasn't all on their young quarterback. And that's another thing. You can't judge and say Sam Darnold is going to be a bust or he is going to be bad just off of that one game. He has 16 career starts. There's going to be highs, there's going to be lows. It happens with every single quarterback in the league. That's why the "seen ghost" comment and the rhetoric that came after that drove me crazy. Because as all the ex-quarterbacks came out and said that in the days coming was, yeah, I've had games like that and I've said the same thing. It's a common phrase. It means that you are seeing things that aren't really there. That's what's going to happen, especially when you're going up against the number 1 defense and Bill Belichick. I'm fairly confident Sam Darnold's going to be just fine long term. Last year, Darnold completed 50% of his passes, 17 for 34. He had 1 touchdown, no interceptions, and 167 yards passing. Not a great day offensively. He wasn't terrible. He was just I think he has a much better game this time. I'm going to put him at about 58, 59%. So let's say 19 of 32 for 205 yards, a touchdown, and no interceptions. I don't think he has a turnover this week. Honestly, before the Dallas game, Sam went like his last 5 games without a turnover. The last one before that was the Buffalo game last year, and then they went on that run where he put up great performances against the Texans. He put up a great performance against Green Bay. He was not very good against the Patriots in the last week of the season, and then he was okay against the Bills in week 1. And for most of that Cowboys game, he was very, very good. We know what happened on Monday night, but we're not going to talk about that right now. The last thing I want to get into is the defensive matchup, because I really think this is going to be a low-scoring, defensive-minded game. Neither team is built to put up like 30 points a bunch. I don't think they're going to put up a ton of points, so I expect this to be a low-scoring game. So I will let you know what my final score is right now. I think it's going to be less than a field goal difference. I think it's going to be a close game. So with that being said, take the Jets plus wherever you get it, 4.5, 5, 5.5, whatever the number is right now. Take the Jets, and I think the Jets actually win this game outright. I'm going to take them 17-16. I think it's going to be a very close game. Jaguars probably have the lead late. I think the Jets are going to score in the fourth quarter, put them up 17-16, and they're going to hold on and win this game. And it's going to be a big win because going to 2-5, and then you have a pretty favorable schedule after that if you're the Jets. You have Miami and Washington after that. You could be looking at, 4-5 in the next coming weeks? Hopefully, knock on wood. And then the Giants are coming around. There's winnable games in the Jets' future. They got to play Cincinnati after that, too. This would be a huge win for them if they want to get back on track. Playoffs probably out of the question, even though I made a video last week for how the Jets aren't really out of it just yet, but we're going to have to see for that. It would be nice to see this team get back on track with a win. It would be a big win, them going on the road and beating a team like the Jaguars, who they aren't great, but they're tougher than a lot of people give them credit for. So I hope to see the Jets win this week. Let me know in the comments what you think is going to happen, or you can get at me on social media, at Matt O'Leary NY on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new or haven't subscribed already, and I'll talk to you guys next time.